Hey all, Kurt Sasso here from TGT Media at Fan Expo Canada 2013 as I'm being pushed away by people. We are joined today by Jay Fosgitt. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing good. I have my feet under me right now. It's like sea legs, just for a second. Fan Expo Canada is obviously the largest Canadian convention and third largest in North America. What brings you to this con?
Luckily, I had the pleasure of working with Jay Fosgitt on his book, Bodie Troll. He needed a little bit of help making sure that he got it through the deadline, and luckily I have plenty of skills to be able to help him out. So I started helping him on color flatting. Other than that, my own work as well brought me here. Submitted information and came here with all my goods and fun.
Everyone has that one person that kind of inspired them down their path to where they are today in their life. Who is that for you?
Ooh, that's a really, really tough question. I don't think it's necessarily a person as much it is, my entire life it was leading up to doing this. I learned how to read because of Amazing Spider-Man when I was younger. I started drawing at a young age. Never really got into it that much until I had a foreign exchange student who, when I was in the 6th grade, he brought over Shonen Weeklies when Dragon Ball Z was first running them. And I looked at it, I was like, I really like this. I can do this. So I started drawing Dragon Ball Z characters. Both my parents were self-employed, so I had all that background. I did 2 years printing and vocational training for printing, and it was amazing. Marketing and everything like that, everything led to me self-publishing my own work. It was absolutely fantastic. Other than that, it's really just the other comic creators around, talking to them, getting a chance to say hi, just seeing how passionate they are about creating. It's really not one specific person as much as it is the entire environment.
Do you consider yourself successful?
In my mind, no. But a lot of people do consider me successful. I'm successful in the way that I have a very loving family. I have a good job, a day job. I do this aside from the day job, and I really enjoy it. A lot of people consider my work accomplished. So in that regard, yes, I believe that I consider myself successful in the way of I feel confident in the stories I'm telling.
Then how do you deal with your failures?
I go and hide in the basement. No, really, I don't view it as failures. How I view my failures of any type, if something isn't as successful, our failures are our greatest teachers. From all my failures, I learn. I learn what I did wrong and what not to do next time. One of the teachers that I had back in the day said that your failures are your greatest teachers. Those people who always succeed, the second they fail, they're going to lose. It's the people who fail along the way and learn from those failures that are really going to succeed.
The younger generation, they're looking at it, they're laughing at Betty White beating up Wolverine and Grumpy Cat.
Yep.
I have to say that's great. I love it.
Thank you. Well, it's one of those things of the art is great, but I for everything that I do, I feel there has to be a story of some type. There has to be something more to it. And so a few years ago, I ended up creating the Betty White versus Wolverine, and people loved it so much they started doing a lot more fun stuff with a lot of their pinups and things. To make it so that way it's much more entertaining than just look at my fantastic art. Here's a wonderful character.
Okay, it just got me thinking, if Betty White was sleeping with Xavier or whatever, and then Wolverine walks in.
Oh, the things that happened before, we'll leave that up to the imagination.
That's my twisted sense of humor right there. Actually, the question I was going to ask wasn't about Betty White. It was actually about the younger generation. They looked. God, I can't talk. Sorry, man.
Oh no, it's okay. It's you can't take a scrub and get that out of there. It's got to run its full course first.
The younger generation is coming through. They're looking at your work. They're laughing at Betty White, and they're seeing what you're doing, and they're becoming inspired themselves. But how can they inspire the next generation?
Just keep doing it. Just keep doing the work. pushing themselves, really getting a chance to enjoy it, as well as, just sharing their experiences. Because it's the type of thing that you never know who you're going to affect. You never know who's going to be amazed and want to do it. Make sure that to be inspiring to them, make sure you realize that you explain exactly what they have to do. One of the greatest quotes I ever heard was actually from a small little comic strip from one of my buddies, and it says, basically it's at a convention where a kid comes up and goes, "Wow, this only took 15 minutes?" The guy goes, "No, this took 32 years," because it was all that time going into it, knowing that you're not going to be able to do this right off the bat. Put in the time, put in the work, and you will get there. Everyone has their own style. Have fun with it and just keep doing it.
Good stuff. Well, I'll leave my rampant imagination with Betty White aside for another time, and maybe a subplot for a comic I'll do in the future. But Jay, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you so much as well.
I hope you have a great rest of your call.
Same here. You're watching TGT.